Hey everybody, this is Miss Florida Hot Picks here giving you guys another pick 3 video, and today we're going to work on pick 3 of Kentucky. I have a strategy I want to share with you guys. If you happen to be outside of the state of Kentucky, definitely stay tuned. A lot of the tips and strategies may help you guys in other states as well. All right, so we're going to get to the first example from October 2nd midday. Kentucky had a hit of 013. And what I've done is I put it into a really simple 1, 2, 3 rundown. Now, for those that don't know how to count out a rundown, it's really simple. You're just going to add each number to the columns. All right. So for instance, we'll add 1 all the way down. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9, and 9 plus 1 is 10. When you guys get to your 2-digit numbers, only use your ones place. All right, your 0. And we'll just add a couple of the second column, right? So 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. Keep going all the way down till you get your original number of 1. And finally, you're just going to add 3 all the way down. So 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. Again, when you use your 2-digit numbers, only use your ones place your 2. All right. And keep going all the way down until you get to your original number. Once you have your rundown completed, I want you guys to pay attention to your left side Kentucky. Other states, you may want to try maybe your right side. But for Kentucky, I noticed for this pattern, this strategy, you want to look for your doubles and your double mirrors on the left side. Okay. So what are our double mirrors and doubles? We have a 9, 9. And we have a 4, 9. All right. Now you're like, well, 4 and 9, they're not the same number. They are the same number. 4 and 9, that's what we call a mirror number. All right. For all my newbies, just know that a 4 and 9 is the same number. It's just the opposite of itself. Okay. So over here, have the mirror chart. Jot that down. Just know a 0 can be a 5 and a 5 can be a 0. 1 can be a 6 or 6 can be a 1. 2 can be a 7 or 7 can be a 2. 3 can be an 8 or 8 could be a 3. And finally, a 4 can be a 9 and a 9 could be a 4. Real simple, right? Yeah, that wasn't hard. Now, what I want you guys to pay attention to the double numbers as a date sum. Yes, as a date sum. Well, what's a date sum, Miss Florida? A date sum is when you add the month and the date together. Okay. So let's say we're working off of this rundown here and we're looking for the date sum of October 2nd. We would add 10 plus 2. That would give us 12, right? Well, in lottery math, we're only going to use the ones place. So the 2 would be the date sum, 2 or its mirror 7, right? Now, when you were working here, I don't see a 2 or 7 as a date sum, as a double, right? So that's letting me know that if we can't do it for that day, we can do it for a future date, right? Well, we have the date sum of 4 that should be coming in a couple of days because we're just doing the date sum of 2, right? So what would give us the date sum of 4 according to October, right? Well, if we go 10 plus 4, the day of 4, right? We would get 14. And then we would only use what? The ones place. And here we would have a date sum of 4 or 9. Real simple, right? Real simple. All right. So again, you're looking to your left side, Kentucky. We have a 4, 9, 9, 9. So now we know that this should play, or the numbers that I'm about to show you should hit around October 4th, according to the date sum. Okay. Now the cool part is Kentucky likes, their combinations, their hits are coming with a lot of doubles or double mirrors. So I want to show you what to look for on this chart. Okay. The next step, I want you to pay attention to your doubles and double mirrors. Okay. That run diagonally. You see this 2 and 7. Okay. A lot of these diagonals are playing as combinations for the next few days. Real simple, right? Y'all saw that. So look at this. So on top of the date sum, I'm noticing they're on top. They're running 7, 2. You see this 7, 2? Then the question would be, well, what would be the third number? So we would have a 7, 2. That could be the first two numbers. So we have 7, 2. Or here's a trick that I found out this afternoon working on Kentucky. You see this number 5 in front of this double double mirror? Pay attention to it. See that 5? This 5 or 0 should also block the third number. Did you hear me? So 7 and 2, right? Because we can play 7, 2, 5, 7, 2, 3, 7, 2, 1. You got 7, 2, 3 again. Again, we want to kind of stay in this area right here. Well, what number hits this blocking number? You see this 5 and 0, they're the same number. What hits that number, guys? 7, 2, 1. Write it down. 7, 2, 1. Now, if you wanted to play some other numbers, that would be okay. Also, this another number. Here's a 5. See, right in front of me. Okay. So you want the numbers to touch the combination that you're trying to play. So let's do that again. 7, 2. You see how it's in between those 5s, right? That's another confirmation. Then you have the 1. It also hits that 0 or 5. All right. So 7, 2, 1. That's hot, guys. If you want to use any other combinations, that will be, you use your discretion. That'll be totally up to you. Okay. Now, let's also look at the doubles, because a lot of them are coming from the mirrors, but just in case they want to use the doubles, you need to arm yourself, right? Okay. So again, we're going to look for that double slanted. Okay. I noticed they like using when you're playing your doubles and mirrors, you think those may come out. So you're going to go 7, 7. And now you got to figure out what that third number is going to be. So you don't have so many. What are we going to do? Look in front of the box. 0, 5. And here's the 0 here. This is letting me know that the combination that's hot should touch those 5s or 0s. Well, let's do that. 7, 7. Write that down. 6. Did y'all see that? 7, 7, 6. Why? Because it hits that 5. Again, if you want to play around with it and you want to do other combinations, feel free to do that. Kentucky, I'm not playing with y'all on October 4th. The date sum of 4 and 9. Pay attention to what I'm telling you about those date sums. 7, 2, 1 hit. Yes, it hit October 4th. Yes, it did. Okay. So we have it here, 7, 2, 1, which is straight. That's kind of cool. Okay. Here, we're going to go ahead and box it in so you can see it. 7, 2, 1. Bam. Okay. So what are we learning here? Pay attention, Kentucky, to your midday draws. Your midday draws are giving out a lot of the double and double mirror hits. Okay. Now, are they always going to hit on a midday? That depends on Kentucky. But be sure that you're looking for the date sum as a double. That can help you figure out when you might want to play those sets of numbers. Real simple, right? Again, October 2nd is when this rundown, we actually formulated the rundown from. But we didn't see a date sum of 2 on the left side. We saw 4, which was a future date sum number. Okay? So, play around with it. Play on paper first, okay, till you get comfortable. You start seeing the patterns and you feel comfortable playing, then you do that at your own discretion, okay? Now, before we go to this next example, if you feel that I've given you some really good value, I hope I have. Go ahead and smash that like button right now. Also, I need you to hit that subscribe button. Why? Because I don't want you guys missing these tips and techniques. I've had so many people that are coming into the comments. Miss Florida, I didn't know. I thought you just did Florida. I didn't know. Yes, I do other states as well. As much as I get the requests, we're trying to get this stuff out. That's why I need you to subscribe. Some of this stuff is time sensitive, guys, and I want you guys to get it. All right. So let's go on to October 1st. We're going to go back a day. Okay, I want to show you something, what happens when you may have to start flipping your numbers. Did you hear me? Flipping numbers, okay? So what I did, when I went back, let me get my sheets here. When I backtrack, what I mean by that is I wrote out the last few days, midday and evening, And I noticed for 243, you see this 243? Okay. It had zeros on the left side. Can y'all see that? It has zeros. Okay. I knew that because of the date was 10-1, I knew that that would have to either play some days out, right? I would have to probably get to like the 10th or something like that. And I'm like, well, what if, because they're based on, a lot of this is based on midday. I said, what if I flipped this 5 and turned it into an 8, or this zeros and turned those into 3s? Well, I did that. Sometimes, guys, it doesn't work perfectly. You have to get some tricks under your sleeves. This is where you're going to learn to flip numbers, okay? I turned this 243 into a 576. How did I do that? I added 3 to each number. All of you need to make sure you jot this chart down, or just know to add 3 for each number, okay? So look at this. You got 0 could be a 3, 1 could be a 4, 2 can be a 5, 3 can be a 6. You see how we're just adding 3? 4 can be a 7, 5 can be an 8, 6 can be a 9, 7 can be a 0, 8 can be a 1, and finally a 9 can be a 2. Jot that down. So this is how I turned this 243 into a 576. Let me get another color though. Okay. So we got 2. If you look here, 2 and 3, excuse me, 2 plus 3, that would be 5, right? 4 would be a 7. And 3, what would that be, guys? 6. So this is how I turned the 243 into a 576. Why did I do that once again? Because when I wrote 243 out in the rundown, I didn't see a date that played that date or the next 2 days. It was kind of further out. So I flipped it and I saw what I had. Sometimes if you keep your running charts, you may not have to do that. If you happen to see a date that you need, you use it. Okay? Now we know that we're working off of a future date. We're not going to work on this 10-1, which would give us the date sum of 1 or 6, right? We're going to work on a future date. I'm going to work on a future date. Because again, just so you guys know, this 10-1, if we added that as a date sum, would give us what, guys? 11, right? 1 or 6. Do you guys see a 1 or 6 on the left as a double? No. So now we got to go out a few days. We flip the chart. Now it has 8 or 3 or 3. So what would be a couple days out? Now if we do 10, 3, that would give us 13, right? So our date sum would be 3. So our date sum would be 3 or 8. Okay. 3 or 8. Do we see a 3 or 8 here? Yes, we do. 3, 3. Again, we want those date sum to be as doubles on the left side for Kentucky. Okay. Now here's the easy part. Now once you figure that out, it'll take a couple times until you get comfortable. And once you do it, you'll be breezing through this stuff. You'll be like, I know what I'm doing. So now, again, I like this technique for using to try to lock in either hits with doubles or double mirrors. Okay, that's even easier. So look at the top of your box. Stay there. Okay, so you see the first 2 numbers that could hit could be a 1, 6, right? So you go 1, 6. All right. Now, what could be a third number? There's a lot of choices, right? You got a 1, 6, 7, 1, 6, 9, 1, 6, 5, 1, 6, 7 again. Well, I want you to pay attention to what, guys? Your blocking number. What's your blocking number? The number that's right in front of this box, in front of these doubles and double mirrors. Now, once you look at 5, you notice there's a 5 right underneath the box. This is why I wanted to show you this example. I hope y'all staying on, paying attention. They don't always end up like this. They could have another variation. That's why I'm sharing this with you, okay? All right. So what's our third number? We like that 1, 6, right? If we're trying to do doubles or double mirrors. So 1, 6, that hits the 5, right? That hits the 5. What's another number that touches a 5? Look at this. It's right at the bottom. I will go 1, 6, 3. You see that? 1, 6, 3. If you want to use the other numbers, use that as your own, at your own discretion. Okay. Like you might want to do 167. Okay. 167. Because it does technically touch the box. It technically touches that. You might want to do that. 167. You can put that down. Okay. I know better, but you play around with it. Okay. Don't just stay in the mirrors. I've noticed that's another hint. I noticed they do like coming around the mirrors. In case they want to switch and they want to start pulling from the doubles. Let's look at that. I want you to cover yourself. Okay. So we're going to look for 0. You see this 0 is right under the box. Pay attention when it's like that. And you see a 0 up here. So now we blocked off. So again, we're looking for doubles, double mirrors. Our first two numbers would be what? 1, 1. Y'all see that? 1, 1. 1, 1, and 3. You see that? 1, 1, 3 because it sits on top of that 5. So 1, 1, 3. All right. If you wanted to do 1, 1, 7 because it touches the 5, that's fine. That could be, you cover yourself to make sure. And still, that's just for more possibilities. So guess what hit Kentucky on October 3rd? The date sum of 3. 163 hits. Yes, it did. I know it took a few steps. Once you guys get it, you'll get it. Remember, 6, 1. I'll start from here this way. 6, 1, 3. Y'all see that? Everything touches that blocking number, which happens to be 5. Here, you know that you were supposed to use the number in the box. You see over on the first example, we just used the numbers on top. We didn't use the numbers inside the box. So pay attention to those little things. That's why a lot of times when you see, you're like, hold on, I did it again and I didn't get a hit, because those little variances, those little changes, you have to train your eye. Okay. That's why I gave it to you. Is this a lengthy, video? Yeah, it is. But I want you prepared, Kentucky. I don't want you being boo-boo the fool and losing all your change. Okay. All right. But I'm not done with you because Kentucky, I got them hot picks for you. Hold on. All right, Kentucky, I got them hot picks for you. But before I do, I'm going to let you know right here, right now, I do not guarantee hits on this channel. However, if I was in Kentucky, these are the numbers I would play. All right, so you use this at your own discretion. You play responsibly. I like that 088, 980. I'm feeling that 805. That's a special number for me. 308, 430, 080. And I will see y'all on the next video.